Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into a powerful topic. Why are people so hateful? It seems like everywhere we look there's division and hostility. From online comment sections to political rallies, hate is spreading like a virus, tearing us apart. But why? What are the root causes, and what can we do to combat it? That's what we're here to explore today. If you find this video insightful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more educational content. Why do humans hate? One major factor is fear. Our brains are wired to protect us from threats, and sometimes that ancient survival mechanism goes haywire. Deep within our brains lies the amygdala, a tiny structure that processes emotions, particularly fear and aggression. When we perceive a threat, real or imagined, the amygdala triggers our fight-or-flight response, sometimes manifesting as hatred and prejudice. Hate isn't something we're born with. It's learned. It's a social construct passed down through generations, often unconsciously, through our upbringing and communities. Imagine a child growing up in a racially segregated community, bombarded with messages of superiority and prejudice. Those toxic ideas become ingrained, shaping perceptions and influencing behavior, making hate a learned response. Humans are social creatures, hardwired to seek belonging and connection. But this need for community can have a dark side, tribalism. We divide ourselves into groups, us versus them, based on arbitrary differences like nationality or religion. This mentality turns neighbors into enemies, fueling cycles of violence and division. Another breeding ground for hate, ignorance. When we exist in echo chambers, surrounded by people who think like us, it's easy to fall prey to misinformation and stereotypes. Without exposure to diverse perspectives, we risk becoming trapped in a cycle of ignorance and prejudice. But exposure can be a powerful antidote, chipping away at prejudices and building bridges of understanding. Hate isn't always a conscious choice. Sometimes it's a symptom of unresolved trauma, mental health issues, or emotional pain. Studies show a link between trauma and aggressive behavior, suggesting those who have experienced significant trauma may lash out in anger and hatred. Addressing mental health issues and providing support for those struggling with trauma are essential steps in breaking the cycle of hate. The media landscape isn't helping. In the age of clickbait journalism and social media algorithms designed to keep us engaged and outraged, hate has become a commodity. News outlets and social media platforms profit from our anger and division. Algorithms prioritize content that triggers emotional responses, creating a vicious cycle of outrage and division. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it can also breed hate. Jealousy, that bitter cocktail of envy and resentment, can poison our hearts. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison, leading to resentment and hate. One of the most insidious tactics used to fuel hate is dehumanization. When we strip away someone's humanity, it becomes easier to justify treating them with cruelty and indifference. Throughout history, dehumanizing language has been used to justify atrocities, from slavery to genocide. We can't talk about hate without acknowledging the deep scars of history. Systemic hatred, woven into societies through colonialism, slavery, and oppression, continues to cast a long shadow on the present. These systems of oppression, passed down through generations, continue to fuel prejudice and discrimination. How do we combat hate? One powerful antidote is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Empathy can be learned and cultivated through storytelling, meaningful dialogue, and exposure to diverse perspectives. By fostering empathy and compassion, we can begin to dismantle the walls of prejudice and build a more just world. What can we do to end hate? Education, exposure, critical thinking, empathy training, and therapy are crucial steps. We need to challenge our own biases, step outside our comfort zones, and engage in open dialogue. It's not easy, but it's essential if we want to create a world where hate is the exception. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's work together to build a more compassionate world.